ओके, कल हम लोगों ने स्टार्ट किया था डी ब्लॉक, राइट? और डी ब्लॉक के क्या क्या सीरीज हैं, सारा इंट्रोडक्शन उसका, और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशंस हम कैसे करते हैं। और हमने एक चीज और करी थी जो मोस्टली उसके प्रॉपर्टीज होंगे, दे आर गोइंग टू बी बेस्ड ऑन द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशंस and the number of unpaired electrons which are going to be present. Depending upon that, we had discussed yesterday the metallic character और metallic character कैसे vary करता है. That was the first general property जो कि हमने D block की कल करी थी, right? Now today we are going to do a few more properties. The next one which we are going to discuss, that is the atomic radius. Now when we are talking of atomic radius, the atomic radius of D block is smaller than S block elements and larger than P block. Larger than P block because it is in the center, and along a period when we are moving, the nuclear charge that will keep on increasing, as a result of which the size that keeps on decreasing. So S से हम D पे जाते हैं तो size that is going to become smaller, और फिर हम D से P पे जाते हैं तो size that is going to become still smaller. Okay, so it is in between. It has a size smaller than S block and larger than P block. Now atomic radii of elements, it is when we talking of we spoke of D block, तो हमने बोला था कि हम पढ़ेंगे इसमें the general characteristics along a period rather than in a group as we study in S and P. जैसे S और P में हम लोग S पढ़ते हैं तो alkali metals पढ़ेंगे, फिर alkalines, that is down the group. Over here we are going to study series. जैसे 3D series हमने कल करी थी, 4D series करी थी, 5D और 6D series करी थी. तो यहाँ पे जो comparison है, that is more prominent when we are talking along a series. So let's talk about the atomic radii along a series. When we're talking of the atomic radii, mostly the atomic radii in this case that is going to be covalent. So as we go along the series, the atomic radii decreases with increase in atomic number. A simple reason जो कि हम इसके लिए दे सकते हैं, that is because the nuclear charge that is increasing. So let's go on to the first transition series over here. When we are talking of first transition series, it is seen that in case of first transition series, the atomic radius decreases from scandium to chromium. So there is going to be a decrease in atomic radius from chromium to scandium, right? So sorry, scandium to chromium. उल्टा लिख दिया मैंने, from scandium to chromium. First element of this series that is scandium. Scandium के बाद titanium, titanium के बाद vanadium, vanadium के बाद chromium. तो scandium से लेके जब हम लोग chromium तक जाते हैं तो atomic radius that will keep on decreasing. The reason behind this is increase in nuclear charge. But when we are going from chromium to copper, so this is the first point over here in the first transition series. Second point you can write, when we are traveling from chromium to copper, the atomic radii remains almost same. The atomic radii that is going to be almost same. Now the decrease in atomic radii, as I told you, that is due to increase in nuclear charge. फिर जब हम लोग chromium से copper जाते हैं तो in that case the same size from chromium to copper, that is due to as we keep on you can say entering, or as we keep on introducing another electron in the same shell, we are going to have two types of effects over here. The first effect, which is known as the nuclear charge, and the second effect over here that is known as the screening effect. Right? So जब हम लोग scandium से chromium जाते हैं तो only nuclear charge is there, because if you're looking at the electronic configuration, scandium has 3d1, ठीक है, टाइटेनियम will have 3d2, फिर उसके बाद वेनेडियम will have 3d3, chromium will have 3d5. Then henceforth we will have from chromium to copper, we keep on putting the electron in the same subshell, as a result of which, as we know that the d blocks, they have poor screening effect. They have poor screening effect. Because of this poor screening effect, as the electrons they are being added, the outermost shells, they are not screened by the nucleus as you can say effectively as they should. Okay, तो उसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि outermost electron जो है that will be pulled inwards, as a result of which the size from chromium to copper that almost remains the same. Now midway जब हम लोग पहुंचेंगे, so you can just write down one point over here. The decrease in atomic radii is due to increase in nuclear charge, which reduces the size, and at the same time the addition of extra electrons also provides screening effect. Addition of extra electrons also provides screening effect. As the number of d electrons increases, the screening effect will also increase. From midway onwards, both the effects become nearly equal. And hence there is no change in size. But then when we are going to number 3, end of the series, for example, when we are talking of the first transition series, in case of first transition series, we come to the last element, which is zinc. Electronic configuration of zinc, that is argon 3d10 4s2. ठीक है? In a similar manner, we go to cadmium, we go to mercury. So in all of these, the general electronic configuration is going to be n-1 d10 and ns2. Now because of the fully filled d orbitals over here, there are going to be electronic repulsions which are going to take place. ठीक है? Because of these inter-electronic repulsions, there is expansion of the electron cloud. Because of the expansion of this electron cloud, at the end of the series, there is always going to be increase in atomic size. Okay, so basically we come across 3 things over here. When we are talking from scandium to chromium, the size that is going to decrease because of increase in nuclear charge. Chromium से copper same रहता है because the nuclear charge and the screening effect that becomes the same. Thirdly, end of the series, the last member, there is going to be a slight increase in the atomic radius. That is because of fully filled electronic configuration, which results in inter-electronic repulsions, resulting thereby in expansion of the electron cloud and hence increase in size. Okay? Now, when we are talking in vertical row, that is now we are traveling from 3D series to 4D series to 5D series and to 6D series. ठीक है? In this case, when we are traveling from 3D series to 4D series, there is going to be an increase in atomic size. That is because of introduction of a new principal shell. In 3D we are filling the 3D shell, and in 4D we are filling the 4th shell. So there should be an expected increase in the atomic radius. But when we are going from 4D to 5D, the sizes, they are almost the same, right? An example which we can take over here is that there is the size of zirconium and hafnium that is almost the same. Zirconium and hafnium, if you're looking at the D block elements, so zirconium, that is going to be the second member of the 4D series, and hafnium is the second member of the 5D series. Both are going to have the same sizes. The reason behind this is lanthanoid contraction. Now, what do we understand by the term lanthanoid contraction? जब हम 4D से 5D में जाते हैं तो 5D फिल अप करने से पहले हम 4F के 14 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फिल करते हैं। जब हम वो 14 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फिल करेंगे तो जो F है उसका शील्डिंग इफेक्ट D से भी पुअर है। Because of poor shielding effect, that is, we are filling up from lanthanum to hafnium, as I said yesterday. पहले हम 4F complete fill करते हैं ल्यूटीशियम तक, और फिर उसके बाद हम 5D को fill करना शुरू करते हैं। तो वो जो F के इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है, they are going to offer poor shielding effect, जिसकी वजह से the outermost shell that is attracted towards the nucleus by greater nuclear charge. So इसलिए when we are traveling from 4D to 5D, it is seen that 4D and 5D they have almost the same atomic radii, and that we attribute to the lanthanoid contraction. और lanthanoid contraction क्या हुआ? Filling up of F orbitals before D orbitals, and as F orbitals have poor shielding effect, therefore the outermost electron that is going to be attracted more to the nucleus, and the size does not change much. ठीक है? So this is one question which comes to you: why zirconium and hafnium they have the same sizes, or why 4D and 5D they have the same sizes? The reason behind that is lanthanoid contraction. ठीक है? So this was the second property. We go to third property, which is ionic radii. The third property, which is ionic radii. Now, ionic radii, they follow almost the same trend as atomic radii. ठीक है? So for the same oxidation state when we are talking, so अगर same atomic radii होगा तो मतलब कि center तक जो है वो atomic radius that is going to decrease, then it is going to remain the same, and then at the end of the series the atomic radius that is going to increase. So same is the case with ionic radius over here. But if we have variable oxidation states, like for example, if you are talking of Fe2 positive and we are talking of Fe3 positive, in that case Fe2 positive, the one with the lower oxidation state, that is going to have greater value of ionic radius. ठीक है? Because of effective nuclear charge. In case of Fe3 positive, the effective nuclear charge that is going to increase. So because effective nuclear charge increases, the size that is going to decrease. Same is the case with, if you're talking of Ni2 positive and Ni3 positive, the ionic radius of Ni2 positive that is going to be greater. ठीक है? और अगर हम लोग आयनिक रेडियाई हम बोलेंगे अगर सेम ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर है तो in that case it will follow, even if it is going down the series, that is we are traveling from 3D to 4D to 5D to 6D, it is going to follow the same route as we have done in atomic radius. So there is no change in the characteristics. ठीक है? Next हमारे पास आ गया the fourth which we are going to discuss, that is atomic volumes and densities. Atomic volumes and densities. Now atomic volumes are, so we were talking of atomic volumes and densities. We know that whenever we are talking of atomic volume, the volume that is going to depend upon the radius. ओके, सो रेडियस के ऊपर अगर डिपेंड करता है, एटॉमिक रेडियस के ऊपर डिपेंड कर रहा है वॉल्यूम, तो हम क्या बोल रहे हैं कि व्हेन वी आर ट्रैवलिंग अलोंग अ सीरीज, द रेडियस दैट विल कीप ऑन डिक्रीजिंग, isn't it? So what should happen to volume? Volume should also decrease, right? In a similar manner, when we are going down the group, so the volume, the radius that will keep on increasing. Isn't it? When we are going from 3D to 4D, sorry, the radius that will increase. When we are going from 3D to 4D, the radius is increasing. With 4D to 5D, the radius remains almost the same. So this way you can just write down 1 or 2 points. Atomic volumes of transition elements. Atomic volumes of transition elements are low as compared to group 1 and 2. This is because of screening effect. This is because of screening effect, which results in smaller sizes. Okay? And when we are talking of densities over here, you know that density that is equal to mass upon volume. Okay, so as we are going along a period or along a series, the mass will increase, the volumes are decreasing. So along a series, if we are traveling, the densities, because mass is increasing, the volume that is decreasing, so the densities increase. Okay? Now when we are going from one row to the other, जब हम लोग 3D से 4D जाते हैं, 4D से 5D जाते हैं, तो in that case also masses they are going to increase, and there is not much difference in the volume because atomic sizes जो है they are almost going to remain the same. So as a result of that, the density increases along the series, and the densities will also increase when we are moving from 3D to 4D to 5D to 6D. The densities will increase along the period or along the series and down the group as well. The reason I have already said that the masses they are going to increase and there is not going to be much change in the volume. Therefore, densities that is going to increase. Now, it is seen that amongst the entire periodic table, osmium and iridium, they have the highest densities. Okay? The next property which we are going to discuss is melting and boiling points. The next one which we are going to discuss, that is the fifth property, melting and boiling points. Now when we are talking of melting and boiling points, the melting and boiling points, they depend upon the interatomic forces of attraction which are going to be present. Because the forces of attraction between these are covalent, so we say that they have strong forces of attraction with respect to S. So as a result of that, it is seen that they have high melting and boiling points. The melting and boiling points, they are going to be high. Now, we say that the values of melting points, they will keep on increasing and then decrease with increase in atomic number. So, we are saying that it increases, melting point increases till the middle of the series, with increase in atomic number, and then decreases. Okay, now why this is happening? It is seen that the melting and boiling points, they depend upon the number of unpaired electrons. Because these unpaired electrons, they are going to result in stronger bondings. Okay, so when we are moving from scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, nickel, cobalt, copper and zinc. This is our first transition series. Okay, so when we are looking at the electronic configuration of scandium, the outermost electronic configuration, that is going to be 3d1 4s2. ठीक है, टाइटेनियम में we have 3d2 4s2. Okay, so you can see that the number of unpaired electrons, they are increasing. Over here unpaired electron is 1, over here the unpaired electron that is going to be 2. Vanadium, electronic configuration, again 3d3 4s2. Chromium, maximum number of unpaired electrons 3d5 4s1. There are 6 unpaired electrons which are present. So from scandium to chromium the melting points that is going to increase. और फिर उसके बाद मैंगनीज में जब हम लोग जाते हैं the electronic configuration now becomes 3d5 4s2. Now over here there is going to be a slight dip in the melting point. That is because of stable configuration of 3d5. ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद जब हम आयरन में जाएंगे the number of unpaired electrons will now keep on decreasing. ठीक है, so as the number of electrons, unpaired electrons, they keep on increasing, the melting points will keep on increasing because the intermetallic bonding that is going to be stronger. As the number of unpaired electrons keep on decreasing, the melting points will also keep on decreasing. So there is two anomalous behaviors over here. One is manganese and the other one that is technetium. Both of these, they have anomalously low melting points. The reason I have just told you, low melting points, which is due to what? It is due to the stable electronic configuration. With half-filled d orbitals. With half-filled d orbitals. ठीक है, समझ में आ गया? So ये एक यहाँ पे anomalous behavior show करता है. Now melting points of most of the transition metals are above 900 degrees Celsius. So when we are talking of the melting points, most of the metals, they have melting points above 900 degrees Celsius, which is quite high. और tungsten का जो होता है, that has the highest. So amongst all the elements of the periodic table, tungsten has a highest melting point of approximately 3050 Kelvin. Approximately 3050 Kelvin, right? But when we are talking of certain elements, like for example, we are talking of zinc, cadmium, and we are talking of mercury. All these three, they have low values of melting points. The reason behind this is fully filled electronic configuration in the d subshell. Is it clear? So these are what melting points are. In fact, they are, we also say that zinc, cadmium, they are the softest d block elements, metals. That is again due to fully filled d block electronic configuration. And mercury that exists as a liquid at room temperature, again because of weak forces of attraction between them due to again the fully filled electronic configuration in the d subshell. ठीक है? Then next we come to the sixth property, which is ionization energy. The sixth property is ionization energy. When we talking of ionization energy का मतलब क्या होता है? The amount of energy which is required to remove an electron from an isolated gaseous atom. That is what ionization energy is. So when we talking of ionization energies of d block, it is in between S and P. Okay, which means it is going to be higher than S, but it is going to be lower than P. You know, when you're traveling along a period, what is happening? The the size that is decreasing, therefore ionization energy should increase. So as the d block elements, they are coming in the center, so they are going to have ionization energies higher than S, but ionization energies lower than P. ठीक है? And this also attributes to the electropositive character. जितनी आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी कम होती है उतना ही इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिव कैरेक्टर ज्यादा होता है और उतना ही मेटालिक कैरेक्टर भी ज्यादा होता है. That is the reason why p block they are going to be non-metals. Is it clear? So when we are going over here, we say that the d block elements, they are going to be less electropositive as compared to S, but they are going to be more electropositive as compared to P. Okay, then the d block, they do not form ionic bonds because of high value of ionization energy. They do form, but only in lower oxidation states. So in fact we can point out that they form both ionic and covalent bonds. The ones which are in the lower oxidation states, they form ionic bonds, and the ones which are in the higher oxidation states, they form covalent bonds. Right? Whereas we know that when we are talking of alkali and alkaline earth metals, they prefer forming ionic bonds rather than covalent bonds. And when we are talking of p block is only going to form covalent bonds, does not form ionic bonds to a great extent. Okay? Now over here, ionization energies, as I told you, that it is going to decrease as we keep going along a period. Ionization energy decreases along a series. Although the decrease that is going to be, or the change that is going to be quite irregular because of irregularities in their sizes. Okay? Now when we are talking of ionization energies, we see that the ionization energies of scandium, titanium, vanadium and chromium, they are close to one another. Okay, and when we are talking of iron, cobalt and nickel and copper, they have same values of ionization energies because of almost similar sizes, which we have already discussed. Okay, so when we are going from, you can say we are traveling along a series, the increase in ionization energy is due to increase in nuclear charge. But at the same time, the screening effect that will also keep on increasing because of introduction of more electrons in the same n-1d, which we've just discussed. Okay, so क्या होगा कि अगर स्क्रीनिंग इफेक्ट भी बढ़ रहा है और न्यूक्लियर चार्ज भी बढ़ रहा है, तो टाइम comes when both they become equal. So the sizes, they are going to become equal, or the nuclear charge is neutralized by the screening effect, and as a result of which the sizes become equal and the ionization energies also are going to be equal. Okay? Okay, now over here we say that the ionization energy of zinc, this is a very, very important concept because this will go on to your next topic, which is standard electrode potentials. Okay, so it is seen that ionization energy of zinc, that is high in the first transition series because of stable electronic configuration of 3b10 4s2, fully filled electronic configuration in the outermost shell, which is going to make the ionization energy of zinc quite high. Okay? Now over here, second and third ionization energy also increases along a series. So now what do we understand by second and third ionization energy? Second ionization energy is the energy required to remove the second electron. And the third ionization energy is the energy required to remove the third electron. Okay? So they will also keep on increasing. When we're talking of third ionization energy of manganese, the third ionization energy of manganese is very, very high. The reason behind this is when we're looking at the electronic configuration, it is 3d5 4s2. Okay, so अगर first ionization energy का मतलब we are going to form Mn positive. Okay, so Mn positive की electronic configuration आ जाएगी argon 3d5 4s1. Right? फिर second ionization energy means we are removing another electron and manganese goes to the Mn2 positive state. In this case, argon 3d5. Now when we have to remove the third electron in case of manganese, the electron has to be removed from a stable electronic configuration of 3d5. That is the reason the third ionization energy of manganese that is going to be very, very high. So these are the kind of conceptual questions जो कि हम लोग इस वाले सेक्शन में से expect कर सकते हैं, right? फिर then we go on to the second ionization energy values of chromium and copper. Chromium and copper both have high values of second ionization energy, again attributed to their electronic configurations. When we are looking at the electronic configuration of chromium, it is argon 3d5 4s1. ठीक है, फिर हम Cr पॉजिटिव बनाते हैं तो ये आ गया argon 3d5. Right? So now in this case, what is happening? The next electron has to be removed from a stable electronic configuration. Therefore, the second ionization energy is going to be very high. Same is the case with copper. Copper has argon 3d10 4s1. So Cu positive बन गया. We have argon 3d10. So the ionization energy now is going to be very high because the next electron has to be removed from a fully filled electronic configuration of 3d10. ठीक है? Now when we are moving in vertical columns का मतलब क्या हुआ कि we are going down the series from 3d to 4d to 5d. In that case, the ionization energy increases from the first member to the second member in most of the cases, and the third member has higher value. Again, the reason behind that is going to be lanthanoid contraction. ठीक है, same size हो जाएगा ना. Now members of 5d, just because of the lanthanoid contraction, the members of 5d series, they are going to be inert. They do not have much reactivity. That is, examples which we can take over here is of the third transition of 5d series, that is platinum, gold and mercury. These belong to the 5d series. They have high value of ionization energies, as a result of which they are going to be inert. The reason behind this, that is going to be what? Lanthanoid contraction. ठीक है? So today we are going to do only till here. Tomorrow we will go on to our next very important topic जिसमें से हमें questions आते हैं, that is standard reduction potentials. All right?